Let me start with NDC registration. I'm not surprised. I think I predicted it here.
Prophet Rufai.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I said it. Can I predict again?
Please go ahead.
More will happen.
As you can see, Rufai Oseni is not taking it easy with Peter Obi, NDC or any other opposition parties in this country anymore. And for those wondering, this is not new because Rufai Oseni has made predictions before about this exact situation. And look at what is happening today. This update is going to open your eyes to a few things. And honestly, what you're about to hear will leave you speechless. From Rufai dropping a bombshell on the NDC court drama, to Senator Dickson's take on whether this legal battle is a deliberate plan to destabilize the party. And most importantly, the question everyone is asking, will Peter Obi leave NDC? Will Kwankwaso live with him? You will hear his direct response. And we also cover NDC's surprising position in collaborating with other political parties if they cannot resolve the registration problem. But first, let's start with Rufai's brutal take. Take a listen.
Is weakened before the election. Write it down. Grand attempt. Have you scrutinized the judgment? Have you seen the CTC?
No, I haven't.
Peter Obi went to the NDC on the 3rd of May. That case was filed on the 5th of May in court. A lot of people have not even scrutinized that part I said. Peter Obi officially went to the NDC on the 3rd of May. The case was filed on the 5th of May by, yet again, another, faceless group and all of that. Just like the one with the ADC, the same pattern. And this justice give them. Like I predicted that since then, nothing has happened to Lifu. The only thing he got was a reprimand by the Court of Appeal.
Verbal reprimand.
The verbal reprimand. These two will go like that. So it's a direct orchestration. I think the opposition party should not sleep. They're going to have more. I mean, we've all seen the judgments. I don't want to go into legalese. It falls flat on his feet again. So the NDC has said they're going to get a stay of execution. Let's see. I would like to advise INEC, please give them the issuance code. It's not a big deal. Let parties be able to upload. Because everything is looking like a grounds conspiracy when you look at this election cycle. And I don't know why some people are jittery. You see, if you are confident, let opposition into the race. Don't hold them back. Don't do anything. Don't. You see this idea that we say that I will not allow peace reign in my enemy's camp. Let your enemies breathe. Come into the race. If you say you have stake in the Nigerian people, that you are confident in them, let them. Let's not tamper with the election. Let's not touch it. If you are confident, let it go. Don't do all of this. Because all of this you are doing, in case the advisors are not advising you people well, you're already tainting the credibility of the election. By the time the elections will come, anything that happens, these are part of the stories we are going to tell. So if you feel you can win freely. Nobody's holding you from winning. But all of this shenanigan, all of this kangaroo manipulation and all of that, it's not fair. So it goes back to our initial premise that a lot of people try defending as, they are not attacking the opposition. They have their own internal squabble. It's obvious. Peter Obi moved to NDC on the 3rd of May. The case was filed 5th of May. The question is, these parties, didn't they feel disgruntled all this while?
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden. So that's what's happening.
So that was Rufai Oseni. And if you look at it from a clear angle, as someone very conversant with how Nigerian politics actually works, is right. Now, the big question, is NDC still a legally standing party? And will Peter Obi stay or leave? Listen to what Senator Dickson had to say.
The submission to INEC is an administrative procedure. So the NDC is still a party. The court itself did not deregister it. And no step has been taken whatsoever to that effect. Listen to me. What people are trying to do is to look for flimsy reasons to truncate the political opposition, destabilize and weaken and scatter the political opposition, to weaken the political opposition, which is why it is worrisome. With ADC, it was a certain Gumbe Nafiu, who was there at the day they were holding a meeting to formally appoint David Mark and the other leaders. I can't speak much for that, but all Nigerians are aware. And now, for a party that is now growing, that will work so hard and presenting credible, dynamic political leaders, probably one of the most charismatic set of leaders, converging now in the NDC. We know we're not naive to know that that will not cause concerns in some quarters. But we want to say that, look, they should push this with care. All of us as leaders have a duty to nurture and protect our nation's democracy. Okay? We know where we're coming from.
Is this a plan to not to allow the NDC to be on the ballot?
Well, that will not succeed. NDC will be on the ballot. We have already started the process of being on the ballot.
But there are those who believe that this is ultimately targeted at Peter Obi and Kwankwaso to stop them from being in the contest? Do you think this could be a major issue too?
Well, first of all, as I told you, the NDC has been very careful and selective in the choice of our candidates. His Excellency Peter Obi and His Excellency Rabbi Musa Kwakoso, who, by the way, shortly before I came here, visited me before I came to the studio. I mean, when he came from Kano, drove straight, and we had interactions before I came here. We have formed a partnership. And we have selected credible candidates. I myself am running for Senate. And it is like that all over Nigeria. 109 senators elected. 360 House of Rep members selected. All House of Assembly candidates selected. All governors selected. Carefully selected. All our governorship candidates have capacity to win elections because the mass of Nigerians are behind us. And we are not naive. And I'm not naive as national leader. And my partners, my colleagues, because we are a partnership. Peter Obi and Kwakoso and I, we are a partnership with all our teaming followers and support and candidates and leaders at all levels. We are not naive to know that this convergence will not cause concerns and worries. Okay? We are not naive. But what we know is that this, even if somebody is a hangman, you should know how to hang properly. This is a terrible hangman job. This is not an association that can sustain this kind of...
Thanks for staying connected. And if you are yet to subscribe, please do well to hit the subscribe button and turn notifications so you never miss any important updates like this. And for the final take, Professor Killer breaks down the weaponization of the judiciary, the third arm of government, and Senator Dickson confirms that NDC is already open to conversations with other political parties despite heading to the Court of Appeal. Now, take a listen to how Professor Killer breaks down these parts.
Prof, it's not that the ruling party is immune from its own challenges. It's just because a lot of people cannot even raise those challenges and go to the court because it will never see the light of day. My conversation here is the weaponization of the judiciary. Peter Lifu did it. Since the only reprimand from the Court of Appeal, what has happened to Peter Lifu? This Lokoja judge too will do it and go scot-free with it. The weaponization of the judiciary, the third arm of the government. Maybe the judiciary even forgets that it's a third co-equal arm of government. That's the scariest part for democracy as we speak. What's your take on that?
Well, you raise a very significant point there. Let us look at it in three major areas. It is true that the judiciary has been weaponized. You have to be intellectually blind or morally mischievous not to see that in this country, or just totally naive. Let me not get too harsh on people. But inside me, I think you're really intellectual. You have to be intellectually blind or morally mischievous not to see that the judiciary is weaponized. But to be politically correct, let's say maybe naive. Now, the shame on the politicians who weaponize the judiciary. They are the corruptors of democracy. Shame on them because they corrupt democracy. Shame on them because they come out as weaklings. You say the judiciary forgets that it's the 10th hand of government, but politicians are running to them. They're the ones taking their cases to them because we have a bunch of people who we call distinguished, excellency, honorable, even before they get into power, who are not capable of managing their affairs internally. They have to run to the judges, to overrun themselves, to destroy their parties, to destroy people's careers. Because they're not gentlemen and ladies of honor who can manage things within themselves. That is a major issue. The other issue is the judiciary itself. The judiciary is weak. There's no doubt about it. They're a paper tiger. You say they're equal arm of government. I blame them because of lack of character, but I understand them. You live in a system, dear Rufai and dear Nigerians, we live in a system where the executive power buys them cars and pay for their houses. They're not independent. If you want them to be independent, you need to ensure financial independence. You need to ensure social status. You need to ensure they have a platform where everywhere they stand equal to executive and legislative power. That is what makes people independent. I have a proposal, given that you give me this opportunity. Let us reform our constitution and make sure no governor, no president nominates anybody to any bench anymore. Let their ways be parallel. Then you have true independence. Then the other issue you mentioned, if somebody does something bad, it's just basic sociology and management. Consequence, precedence, that is how you have a system that works. And we wonder about these things. The judge you mentioned, if you make a case that your colleagues, your senior colleagues, call judicial rascality and nothing has happened to you, obviously somebody else is going to do it. And some of us wonder about when that happened. I wrote an essay where I said this judge should be prosecuted. He should be prosecuted so that we can see his own reason, and if he has heard he should be punished. Not because I'm a sadist, contrary to what people think. Teachers don't delight in seeing people punished. It is just that you need to show people what is good by reward and what is bad by sanctioning them. In the process of doing that, in the middle of that, you need to ensure there's fair hearing. That is how a system that works operates. But we lack that.
Okay, Professor Kila, well, I'm not trying to protect the judges. I know what the popular sentiment is. But when judges are guilty of misconduct, you have the National Judicial Service Commission, Federal Judicial Service Commission. At the state level, you have the State Judicial Service Commission, except you are saying that there is even a ground of professionalism at the level of those commissions. Is the appellate system, which NDC says it is pursuing, except we're saying that even the appellate system is not working. And then that will be a general wholesale condemnation of the judiciary in Nigeria. But there are checks. Are those checks working? However, I wanted to ask you about Senator Dickson, who is now saying, and who has been quoted as saying, that the NDC is open to conversations with other political parties. Despite the fact that they are going to the Court of Appeal, they are now talking about possible alliances, with the caveat that only the candidates that have been chosen by the NDC will be the ones to be fielded under that alliance platform or coalition, whatever phrase. Do you think that's a more pragmatic approach, or you think they will get victory at the appellate level?
Well, you see, here's what people's experience. Their life come into play. Dickson is a politician, so his instinct is pragmatism. You're very right, the appellate system is there, and they should explore that. But, Dickson is talking pragmatic politics. I think his overture is a bit ambitious to say that we're going to do alliance with you, but you must take our candidates. But I think, that's the way you start negotiation in a way. He's looking just in case we don't get this. Those who are purists will follow the appellate system you talk about, which is the right thing to do. Which is where we should go. So Dickson talks politics, but even you say you don't defend the judiciary, but one can tell that you're a product of law. You're those of us who know your biography, you studied law, not only law, you studied diplomacy and legal diplomacy as well. So your mind view is that the judiciary is sacred. Well, let me tell you from outside that your legal mental chamber mind that the judiciary is slow, is absent, it appears weak. If there are all these commissions you talk about, they're not leading the life of today. We need to hear them immediately. We need to feel them. They need to be as alive as they are alive when they deregister parties. If a judge makes a case, pronounces a judgment that smacks of judicial rascality or does not make common sense or is acting in a way that is intrusive, we need to hear the bench speak immediately. At the moment, the bench is slow and too silent.